Hi there, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming for you guys again today. It has been a couple weeks since I last filmed, and yeah, let's just get right into it. I am filming in a different location today than usual. I just actually filmed a video for my pagan and witchcraft channel, and I could not be bothered to rearrange my whole filming setup, so we are in front of my pagan altar today. So yeah, don't mind that. I hope it's not too distracting for you guys. But today it is June 12th when I'm filming this, and yeah, we're about halfway through the year. I've been seeing a lot of people posting mid-year WIP parades, and I have been like watching them so much, and so I thought that it would be a decent time to do my own mid-year WIP parade. Yeah, before we get super into it, if you guys are new to my channel and you're just watching for the WIP Parade, I need you guys to know that I do not have very many projects at all. 3, 4, I have seven current WIPs, 6 current WIPs. I have less than 10, so like, if you're looking for a super long WIP Parade to sit down for and look at a million different things, which I love doing personally, I love like a 2-hour WIP Parade. That's not what you're gonna see. So I'm planning to do a WIP parade, and then I also want to go through my pattern stash and kind of talk about maybe some things that I'm thinking about starting soon. And yeah, we'll also just do like a general WIP update, plans. I don't have any haul, so no haul. But yeah, let's get into it. Also, I apologize if you can hear any like walking noises or any other voices in this video. We recently got new upstairs neighbors. I live in a house, but it's like a divided house. So my fiance and I have the bottom floor of the house, and then other people have the top floor. It's completely separated. They're completely separate apartments, but yeah, it's kind of just like living in 2 apartments where I'm on the first floor apartment and they're on the second floor apartment. And they are definitely up a lot later than our last neighbors were. It is currently almost midnight and they're still up there walking around. It sounded like they just started like moving some additional stuff into the house. They've been doing that like all day, so hopefully they're done soon. So I really apologize for that. Other personal updates before we start. Again, if you guys are new or if you forgot, I will leave little video chapters down here. So if you don't want to hear me ramble, you can just skip ahead to the WIP parade. No problem. Like I mentioned in my last video, one of my coworkers did quit. So I had some extra shifts the past couple weeks. The shop owner actually ended up picking up one of the days, so normally I won't be working like 3 days a week, which I know if you guys work full-time, you're like, wow, 3 days a week, ooh, that's so much. But I work part-time, and typically I work 18 to 20 hours a week, roughly, which is like 2 days, give or take. We typically work like 9-hour shifts, so yeah, 3 days a week right now for me is a lot. And I also do event planning on top of that. So I have my 3 days plus extra hours for all the event planning stuff. We actually had an event yesterday. Well, it would have been the 11th, Saturday the 11th. It wasn't like a huge, large scale one like we had at the end of April that I was like freaking out about for a while. It was a lot smaller of an event, but I had to be there for that. I had to deal with a lot of emailing people and all that kind of stuff. So that took up a lot of time and energy for me. And yeah, that's aside from the actual work stuff too. My fiance is also dealing with some job changes. He was recently given a promotion, which is pretty cool. He's really excited about it and he really likes it, but it's definitely been an adjustment for both of us. So yeah, that's been a little bit stressful too. He's just been working a lot longer hours. He's been working on like days when he's not supposed to, and working at home a lot more. They're kind of transitioning from an old management system into a new one. They're working on revamping a lot of stuff to make the company better. So there's just a lot to do right now. So that has also been stressful. Also, I won't show you up close, but I have this like massive scratch on my right hand, right in the like thumb crotch, and this is just from my cat. He spooks really easily, and unfortunately, he got spooked from something and jumped up and ran, and my hand was like the launching pad for him to run off of. So this has been really painful and tender, and I haven't been able to stitch for a couple days because of that. But yeah, I don't have too much personal stuff going on. It's just been a lot with work lately. So yeah, let's get into the WIP Parade. So I'm going to be going in chronological order for my WIP Parade. If you see me looking down at all, I do have these project trackers that I got online from S-Word Designs. And yeah, I'm going to be referencing them for like start dates and stuff like that. This first project is on a scroll frame and it's like massive. So unfortunately, I'm not going to unroll it. I'm just not at a good place right now to completely unroll it. But we are getting there. So soon you guys will be able to see the whole thing. But yes, this is the Kanto Gen 1 Pokemon sprites by Boris Designing on Etsy. And this is obviously not the epic Pokemon stitch that a lot of people do. This is a like smaller little sprite version of them as opposed to the full like battle sprites that are in the epic stitch. I started this on June 26th of 2021. So it's been almost a year now that I've had this, which is wild. And this is being stitched on 14 count white Ada. The black is pearl cotton, and then the fill colors I will be doing with 3 strands. That's just how I like stitching on 14 count. I'm really close to being done with all of the outlines for all of the Pokemon on this. So once I'm done with that, I will be sure to unroll it and show you guys in a Flosstube episode so that you can see the whole thing at once. But yeah, it's very large, so you can't really tell how much it's rolled up, but there's like 18 rows or something, and I can only fit like 3 on here at a time, so that kind of gives you an idea. But yeah, it's very big. I had big plans to finish this by the end of 2021, and that obviously did not happen, so... But yes, I still really love this project and I really need to give it some more time and attention. It goes so fast too because my camera overheated and turned off, so I can't really remember what I was saying. I did go to get some wine while my camera cooled down, so sorry about that. Basically, Pokemon cross stitch. I need to cross stitch on it more so that I can finish it, but yes. The next stitch I'm going to be showing you is the one that I've actually been working on the most in the past couple weeks. This is actually my Autumn Fox stitch by Llama Cross Stitch on Etsy. If you're interested in these patterns, unfortunately the designer is a Russian designer and their shop is not currently available, so you aren't able to get these patterns right now. It does come with a wolf pattern as well, which is really cool. I have stitched that one already. But yeah, this is being stitched on 14 count off-white Ada, and I started it technically on August 31st of 2021, but I really didn't make much of a start. I truly started working on it, let's see, February 13th of 2022. And since this is the one I've worked on the most, I will show you a quick picture here of what it looked like last time I showed it to you. And then this is where I'm at now. Yeah, as you can see, I've done quite a lot. This one is being stitched with 3 strands as well. Again, that's just how I like working on 14 count Ada. I like the like puffiness that it has, and I think that the coverage looks really nice. I prefer a fuller coverage in general, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. I do have this in Pattern Keeper now as well. My Pokemon one I don't, so let me get that pulled up. This stitch I have stitched 2,797 stitches out of 9,907, which is putting me at 28.23%. So I'm almost a third of the way done with this, which is very exciting. I really like this piece, but I don't know if it's just because I like stitching on smaller counts better now, or if I have other pieces that I just like more than this one. I just really have not been enjoying stitching on this piece lately. So for like the past few months. But yeah, I would really like to finish this one in the next couple months, probably before fall starts. This is going to be a gift for somebody. The same person that I gifted the wolf one to. She is my fiance's best friend, and she's really awesome. We originally gifted her the wolf one of this as a thank you for literally housing my fiance for 6 weeks. For some reasons. He had some issues at his last apartment and had to move out early before our lease started at this place, and I wasn't able to house him and his cats, really. So she very graciously housed him for a long time. 6 weeks is a long time to give up a portion of your tiny apartment. Plus my fiance has 2 cats, and she already had 2 cats, so anyway, that's not what this channel is about, but yeah, she's been putting in a lot of work lately. She works with my fiance. They have the same job, so she's just been really awesome, and I want to give her something to let her know how much I appreciate her and how much Ruben appreciates her too. All right, next up we have my That Witch Does Not Kill Us stitch along. This is by the Urban Stitches. I have this in a really cute project bag. I love this project bag so much. I started this on January 31st of 2022, and this is being stitched on 14 count coffee dyed Aida that I dyed myself. And this is where we're at. I do have the entire frame done, and then I only have the first 2 drops done. We are now down to like, I think this week we're getting the fill for the 8th bottle, which is the last one. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind on this, but yeah. If you're not familiar with this cell, this is a black work cell, so this is all back stitching all the time. I really like back stitching, so this is really fun for me to do. It also goes really fast when I do actually want to work on it, but yeah, I've just been trying to knock out some of my other WIP Go squares, so I have not picked this one up lately, but yes, soon, very soon, I will hopefully be working on this again. Okay, next up we have Odile. This is charted by Make It Pink, and the original art is by Hannah Alexander. This is being stitched on a 36 count opalescent linen in the color Rose Murda from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I started this piece on March 12th of 2022. I've already got it folded so nicely, so this is where I am at on that piece. I can also give you an approximate percentage on this piece because I do have it in Pattern Keeper. I say approximate because there's a lot of fractional stitches in this piece, and Pattern Keeper really doesn't do a great job at like figuring out how to count those. So I am at roughly 4.76% complete with Odile. Yeah, all these holes in here are for beads, so yes, I have quite a ways to go on her. She is definitely a labor of love. I don't love stitching on her. She takes a lot of brain power and I get frustrated with it very quickly, but I do still love it. So yes, that one. My next piece is my first full coverage piece that I ever started. This is Bohemia by Gecko Rouge, and the original art is by Medusa Dollmaker. I am stitching this on 25 count easy count even weave, and I am stitching it 2/1 half stitch. And I started this one on March 29th of 2022. I can't remember like where this was at the last time you guys saw it. So if I've made progress on it since the last time I filmed, I'll put in a picture of what it looked like last time. And then this is where I am at with it now. I did spend quite a bit of time on this for like most of May. And I haven't been stitching on it lately just because I've been trying to get in some good work on that fox stitch. But let me pull up my pattern keeper for this. I have so many patterns uploaded in here. This is 4,358 stitches out of 225,120. So this is 1.94%. So I'm getting close to 2% on it. So that's super exciting. Yay. But yeah, really love this one and can't wait to work on it again. She's probably low-key my favorite project. Don't tell my other projects, but yeah, she's probably my favorite. This is what the finished piece will look like too. So I'm like in this area. If you saw that like arch pattern I had, that was like the outline of this arch. So yeah, it's a very small section. Yeah, and then on to the last piece. I'm not going to wrestle this out of the project bag because you can totally see everything you need to see. This is my first Haid Heaven and Earth design. This is Magic Study Rainbow version in Max Color by the artist Rose Kahn, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I am stitching this 2/1 half stitch on 28 count easy count Lugana. This piece is huge. So this is all I have for it so far. This piece is not on my WIP Go board, so I just like haven't been focusing on it, which makes me really sad because I do really, really love this piece like a lot. But that is 1,420 stitches out of almost 445,000 stitches, and that puts me at 0.32%. So yeah, I mean, considering I did this in like 2 sittings, that's pretty decent. But yeah, really, really want to work on this again. I can't remember if I ever showed you guys, but I did get a needle minder for this project. I don't think the shop has any more, but I can link it anyway. I'll have to go look back in my Etsy purchases, but yes. So that is my little tiny WIP Parade. I see that my camera screen has dimmed again, which means that it is starting to get too hot. So I'm going to take a quick break here, and then we will get into my pattern stash, and then we'll talk about plans after that. Okay, I have let my camera sit for a while now, so hopefully we won't have any more issues with that. I forgot to mention my hair, actually. I just dyed it like, I don't know, a week and a half ago, and this yellow is staying so well, but the pink has like faded out so much. So I'm gonna have to re-dye the pink, I guess. Anyway, let's talk about my pattern stash. Again, I don't think I have as much of a pattern stash as some people do, but I do have a fair number. So let's get into it. I do have one physical pattern, so we'll do that guy first. So I did show this in a video pretty recently. This is the Kitsune kit by Gecko Rouge, and the original artist is Scandy Girl. This is a full coverage piece, but it's quite a bit smaller than Bohemia. I want to say it's about half the size. I have that on 28 count, so yeah, my goal is to finish my current fox stitch, and then I can move on to a different fox. So that's my only physical pattern that I have. One other like notable pattern, I guess, is the Tarot Stitch Along by Witch's Garden Crafts. I have that one also kitted, and I intended to start it before I filmed this Flosstube video, but with like my hand injury that I talked about earlier, I just like wasn't able to. So, but yeah, I do have a tarot stitch along as well. I'm not really planning to treat it as a stitch along. It started at the beginning of 2022 and it's supposed to go for the whole year. And I didn't buy the pattern until like the end of April or something. So, but yeah, I have my fabric and stuff, so I will probably be starting that sometime soon. I'm going to be doing that on an 18 count. Another sal that I totally meant to start, but then I just didn't, is the temperature bookcase stitch along. I think it's by the Witchy Stitcher. If not, I will put who did it on the screen. I bought this in like February, and then I thought that I would start it right away, and then I ended up like falling down the Flosstube rabbit hole, and then I started doing all these other projects. Like I started like 2 or 3 different projects in March, and I started magic study in April, so like yeah, I've been really starting stuff lately. But yeah, I just never really got around to it. I do really love it, and I'm thinking of possibly doing it for 2023 instead. I don't know, but yes, I do have that one purchased. I also have a lot of patterns by Make It Pink and Hannah Alexander. They are the ones who did my Odile stitch that I showed earlier. When I purchased Odile, I bought 2 other patterns with it as well. I purchased Art Nouveau Tinkerbell, and I also purchased Art Nouveau Princess Zelda, and yeah, those ones are probably not going to be stitched for quite some time. I do have fabric purchased for both of those, and it's in my fabric stash, but I have no idea if or when those patterns will be started, just because of how long they take to do. And then also by Make It Pink, I have like 6, I think, Sailor Moon Sailor Scouts so far. I have these patterns on pre-order. She's doing 14 of them, and she's releasing them slowly. So we've got the first 2 sets of 3 out, and I believe she's working on releasing the 3rd set of 3 sometime in July, I want to say. So yes, I'm most excited for that set because the one that I want to start is going to be in that set. So that's super exciting. If you guys are familiar with Sailor Moon, the one that I'm wanting to start is Black Lady or Luna. We'll see. But Black Lady is like my favorite design out of all of these Art Nouveau designs. So yes, we will see. Yes, so that's what I have from Make It Pink. I also mentioned this one recently. I do have the World of Bees pattern by Stitchy Princess. I would really like to start this one soon. I had wanted to start it with Jess of Cross Stitching Smiles back when she started it while she was on holiday, but just with like my life circumstances, I never got around to it. So, but yes, that one should be really fast to stitch up whenever I get around to that. How many times can I be interrupted in this video? Oh my goodness. Okay, so yes, World of Bees. Yeah, I also have a couple other like less complicated patterns. I have one called Pumpkin Dance. I've mentioned it a couple times, I think. This is from a seller on Etsy, and I bought it sometime last fall. I intended to keep it as like my on-the-go stitch. I was going to bring it with me to my university classes, but I just like never actually started it, and then like the semester was over like so fast, so I never started that one. It's from a show called Over the Garden Wall, which is like one of my favorite shows ever, pretty much. So yeah, maybe sometime this fall I will do that. It's a really small stitch, especially compared to like all the stuff that I have going on, so it really shouldn't take me that long to get done at all. And yeah, I've got my Pokemon stitch that I'm working on right now, and I bought that in a set of like all of the Pokemon gens. So I have patterns for Pokemon generations 2 through 7. So I have like 6 other Pokemon cross stitches that I can do. I really want to do like the first 4 or 5 of them at least. I'm not sure if I'll do all 7. But yeah, I have those at my disposal as well. And then finally, I also have my stash of Heaven and Earth Designs patterns. I have these all uploaded in my pattern keeper, so that's why I'm looking down. The first one I have is called You May. This is by Margaret Morales. It is so pretty. This one was an impulse buy back when I bought a bunch of patterns during the last Haid sale. Yeah, I just really, oh, I'm sorry. I bumped the charging cord to my camera. I just really love it. So I've got that. I also have Celestine by Margaret Morales. I do have the mini of that one. If I remember correctly, You May, I didn't like the mini of, because you can see like a mock-up of it before you purchase. I didn't really like how pixelated the You May one was, but I thought Celestine looked pretty good, so I did go for the mini on that. I also have the Possibilities Evolutions Rainbow. If it would show me who it's by, that would be really cool. Artwork by Walking Melons. And I have that in max color. I can't remember if I said that or not. That's a huge piece. I don't know when I will be starting that one. I also have 2 pieces by Tracy Butler. One of them is called Lackadaisy Affinity, which is like a 1920s flapper with a cat. And then the other one is called Lackadaisy Memorial, which is a 1920s flapper with like this really cool feather headpiece. I absolutely love like Art Nouveau 1920s era stuff, so really love those patterns. And then the last one I have on here is Beautiful Secrets, which is by Adele Sessler. And it's like this fox lady. I also have the no background version of that, so whenever I get to it, I will get to choose a cool fabric to go underneath that. And yeah, I think that's everything I have in my stitch stash. Again, not as crazy as some people on Flosstube, but certainly enough to keep me busy. And this like isn't even everything on my wish list at all. I have a very extensive wish list. So yeah. All right. And heading into my plans section, I actually have a fair bit going on that we can chat about. The first thing is, oh goodness, I am thinking about designing a cross-stitch pattern. It definitely would not be one that I'd be selling. It would just be for me. And the reason is because I really want to do a K-pop cross-stitch pattern. And I'm not really sure how to word this. I really want to do a BTS cross-stitch pattern, and I have some weird feelings about BTS. I'm not going to go too into it because I'm sure like 99% of my audience literally does not care about K-pop. Basically, I've been following BTS for like 6 or 7 years, and ever since they have become more popular with American audiences, I've kind of felt disconnected from them. I don't really like their music anymore, but I still really, really strongly like love all of their old stuff. So they debuted in 2013, and I followed them very religiously up until probably 2019. So that's a lot of like albums and stuff that I absolutely adore. And I've been wanting to do some sort of like tribute piece, kind of like a band sampler type vibe, if you guys know what band samplers are. And I want to do like one band for each of their albums, and I want to go in chronological order. And yeah, I'm not great at art. When I say that, I mean I'm not great at like drawing. I did find some really nicely made pixel art of the BTS members in like every single outfit pretty much from all of their music videos up until like 2017-ish, which is super duper helpful. So yeah, if I'm going to be using this person's pixel art and I'm going to be stitching something that's like owned by a huge company. It's not going to be something I'm able to sell. I know that I would be able to distribute it for free if I wanted to, but this is kind of something I want to do for myself and not really, I want it to be like a one-of-a-kind art piece. So I'm not really designing this for an audience. So hopefully none of you guys are like crazy BTS fans who are going to be sad that I'm not going to have this pattern available whenever whenever I finish it. But yeah, that is in the plans. I'm a little bit intimidated by like the designing process. And yeah, we'll see where that takes me. I think it's going to be a long time before I actually start that stitch. But that's kind of been on my radar for the past week or so. In terms of like stuff I'm already working on, I would really like to get a lot of work done on my Fox Autumn stitch. I have, I think, 4 days of work on it right now, so if I get one more, I can knock off one of my WIP Go squares, which would be really helpful. I've been trying to get some of those taken care of for a while. I have, I think it's a total of 15 days that I have to do on that stitch for things that have been called so far this year. So yeah, I still have many sittings to do on that. Yeah, like I said earlier too, I would ideally like to finish that stitch by the end of the summer, just so that I can get it out of here, and I'd really like to start that Kitsune stitch after that. Yes. I would also, after I kind of get some days knocked out on my Fox stitch, I would like to spend some time on my That Which Does Not Kill Us stitch along. Like I said earlier as well, I am super duper behind on that stitch, and it does go really quickly when I actually work on it. So I think that I could also finish that stitch by the end of the summer as well. The Fox is going to take priority over the plant stitch along, but we'll see where we end up. Yes, and then after that, I really want to work on Magic Study. I know it's not in my WIP Go or anything, but I do really want to work on that. I did also mention earlier that I wanted to start the Tarot stitch along, and I also wanted to start the bee cross stitch, so that's also somewhere in my not too distant future. Also in my last video, I talked about like there was a pattern that I had picked out that I was going to buy myself for like a WIP Go reward, and it wasn't available on Etsy anymore. I think my suspicion is I think that the designer may be Russian, and that's why I can't see their stuff anymore. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. But basically it came down to, well, now I'm like almost to that reward goal and I need to pick something new. And I haven't quite decided yet. I think for my like you've completed 10 WIP Go squares goal, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy my fabric for the Ultimate Epic Pokemon cross stitch. That was originally going to be my goal for getting one bingo. But I'm going to switch it over to the 10 squares thing. And then I think for the one bingo, I would like to get myself like a Mirabilia or something. I have like a billion of them in my wish list, and watching people's mid-year WIP parades, I've added like legitimately 4 more of them to my wish list. There's just so many that I want to do, and I think it would be a really good treat to get one of those. Yeah, we'll see. Eventually I will definitely decide on one. I also really want Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which a ton of people stitch too, so that's kind of in the running for one that I might look at. And then my reward for finishing all my WIP Go squares is going to be the same. That would be purchasing the Folk Witch kit from Gecko Rouge and Medusa Dollmaker, because that kit is quite expensive. So that's going to be like an end of the year kind of reward. Hopefully I will finish my blackout at a decent time, and then I can use my first Gecko Gold voucher towards that. That would be amazing. So hopefully we'll get there. I also saw recently that Margaret Morales, technically Haid released a bunch new Margaret Morales artworks that they have charts out for now, and they are so pretty. They are so pretty. So I have some of those in my wish list too, but yeah, we'll see how things shake out. I have a feeling it's probably going to be a Mirabilia that I end up getting, but I don't know. But yes, I think that's everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for sitting through this. I'm sorry I got interrupted a million times, but I hope you still enjoyed it anyway. And I will talk to you next time in like 1 to 4 weeks. Bye!